Hey everyone, it's me, Sunshine Mexico, and on today's episode of Ganja Galaxy, our podcast, we have a guest. We have no guest. I'm just bullshitting. But I'm here with the homie.
Yes, hello. Welcome, everybody. I am a guy who smokes weed, as I do.
What was the
And
dab?
and what was the dab?
Yeah, what was the dab? That's our guest.
I,
The guest is
I, I don't
dab.
know.
You, how do you not know?
I know the brand. I just don't remember the strain because I threw it in the garbage.
Well, okay. I guess I was gonna ask a bit too much, like, hey, do you mind just going? But no, it's fine. I don't. It's not worth
It's a
it.
sativa, and not that much.
Nice. All right. Well, it's been a while since we last recorded our podcast, mostly
Yes.
because this guy, and I would say a bit myself, just weren't feeling up to it. Um, though I don't want to like put words in your mouth. I mean, if he wants to
No,
explain,
I mean I went to Florida and then I just came back, and it took a little while to get back into the swing of things. And you had your whole computer redoing, so but we're back. We are here. We're ready to go. It's very exciting.
very honestly, yeah, I do. I was thinking like I do kind of miss the podcast. It is a time where we
It's
get
a
to
good
chit
time.
chat about shit.
It's a good time.
Yeah,
We get to go crackpot crazy on games and just talk about whatever we like. Um, which of course we have a big topic today, and it's your week. So
it is my week. So well, obviously we always start off with the games we've been playing. I'm just gonna go down by the list. It's very similar to Devin's here, but with like one edition. I really just one edition. World of Warcraft, Phasmophobia, Black Mesa, Tears of the Kingdom, and Overwatch 2. How's WoW been? I know you're doing endgame stuff. You're raiding. I'm not there yet. I'm still in the middle of doing the Valrakin caves. Valdrak? I don't forget. I
um,
forget the name of the fucking
the
cave though.
Zarelek Caverns.
Cool. I will forget that.
Valdrakken is the main hub city
You're right. I remember now.
in Thaldraszus.
Yeah, in Thaldraszus. You're right. I
I
for
got you.
no.
It
I
did take
look.
me a moment to remember, though. Like all those words came out slowly because of a reason. Um, WoW's been good. I haven't been able to play a whole lot just because Tears of the Kingdom has, of course, been taking a lot of time because I love it and it's great.
Yeah.
And we will talk about that more, of course. But WoW's been good. I've played a little bit of the raid just in looking for raid. I tried to get into a normal raid last night on my stream and I couldn't. I could not. Okay, here's the thing. I've been playing healer, lots of healing raid. I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to chill. I'm going to do DPS, and it was just a lot harder to get into. And I don't know if that's because of my item level, if I'm like particularly low right now. I was just trying to get into normal raids, nothing crazy,
Yeah.
but I did even just progressing looking for raid. The item level is at 405, so even I won a couple things in looking for raid already. And so that's been really fun. The new armor system's been great, especially with like that stuff because I can upgrade my looking for raid stuff into normal gear eventually. So even looking for raid feels like some progress. Um, and I opened my weekly vault, and there was even a good weapon in there for me. So it's been really fun. I love all the loot. I love all the ratings. It's been good. I'm excited to do some more of that. And WoW's great. Yeah, doing my reps,
I was
all
doing
that
that
stuff.
until the patch came out, and you're like, the mall people, the rep would be great. I want to up everyone's a rep.
Well, yeah, you just do all of it. You do that in addition.
Oh, and I thought you said just do the mall peoples, and your rep with the other factions will go up at the same time. And I was like, it was that one meme. This bastard lied to me.
I may have said that.
I recall you saying that. If you didn't, oopsies, it's my
I
fault.
honestly, I kind of remember this, and I thought that I think I really did think that, and it doesn't seem to be the case. I was told this, I believe.
Okay, well, I don't blame you. I blame myself for believing in you. That's a lie. I don't blame anyone here. Not even myself. It's just unfortunate. I mean, WoW's been fun. It is. I mean, it's always been fun. I think my big thing with WoW is endgame gets boring to me, so I want to experience new things. So I started leveling up a warrior, as you know, Thardamas. And I don't know why. Warrior's been really fucking fun this time around. Most times it's been like
It's
I'm
great.
bored of warrior, but no, I'm actually really enjoying it. That being said, yeah, Tears of the Kingdom came out. I lost. I feel bad because you bought me that time, and I'm wasting that time to play another game that I could play after that time's over. But I mean, yeah.
You got to play it. I get it. I have no problem with that. It's understandable.
But yeah, I'm liking the story of WoW with Rathian, Civilian, Abyssian, Ian. The who's the game director? It's Ian something.
Ian Hazukosis.
Yeah, with him, he's there, I guess. Um, the announcement for the next patch was it 10.5? Mid update? I don't
10.1.5.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh yeah. We need to talk about that.
I
Honestly, 10.1.5 looks so good. We're getting dragon riding in everywhere, the entire world. You're gonna be able to dragon ride in Draenor, dragon ride in Kalimdor, Northrend. It's gonna be so good. It's gonna be so awesome. They're adding races, like the timed races to Eastern Kingdoms Kalimdor. That's gonna be really fun. Like going through like Dun Moreau and the Winterlands, and I'm sure there will be one in most of the zones. It's going to be
Thousand
really
Needles would be
fun
pretty
to.
sick.
Oh, Thousand Needles would be really cool.
Yeah.
Going through all the different like cavern areas, that'd be very very cool.
I really hope the Southern Barons race is the most boring as can be. The zone,
At least one of the two want to have to go through the crack, right?
which crack? I'm assuming
The crevice, the crack that divides the southern and northern barons.
oh, yeah, because of Deathwing, right?
The Great Divide.
Yeah. I remember that being a bitch when we play. Fun fact: we used to not play WoW officially because we were poor little boys. Uh, so on private servers, whenever we just wanted to level, for some reason that divide always was a pain in the ass when we went down.
Yeah, it's just there's no easy way to get across it. Well, actually, there is, and I just recently found this out. I think I
It is?
told you. I don't know if you
I
remember.
don't
Yeah,
remember.
if you just follow. Okay, this might have been added at some point, but it doesn't look like. It feels like something that actually has been in there for a while.
I might have to load up a character and look in.
If you just go and follow the road.
Mm-hmm.
On the road, at the end of the road where it like divides,
Mm-hmm.
there's a fucking goblin that will strap a jetpack to you and jetpack you across.
Really?
Yes.
What the fuck?
I found this out not the other day, a couple months ago probably, but like recently.
Okay. Well, they could have added a fucking bridge.
But it just happened. They got to rebuild. By now there should be a fucking bridge.
Like,
But hopefully, hey, maybe everybody's talking about the reworld, the old world revamp. So maybe
I actually want to talk about the
maybe
old world revamps, but after we talk about dragon flight riding in old zones, that's just sick because it
yeah.
feels good in Dragonflight, the zone, the Dragon Isles. That's I had to remember that. Just all that feels sick. Feels really satisfying. Up, down, speed, no speed, slowing down, all this shit. Even the races, just doing that in fucking Northrend. Dragon riding around the Ice Crown Citadel and be like, "Ha, you bitch." I forget.
I'm kind of curious, like when you will unlock dragon riding on a new character, because like obviously right now I'm sure it will stay like you have to go to Dragonflight, but once Dragonflight becomes legacy content or even just once I guess. Oh, I guess here's my thought is assumingly because right now it's BFA is the default expansion for new player experience because Shadowlands.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
Because they're like, no, we're not sending new players to Shadowlands.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Assumingly, I feel like Dragonflight just makes so much sense to be the new player experience.
Yeah.
You get back from your whatever the tutorial island is. You get back from there. You're level 10. You do your little tutorial, and they're like, adventurer, go to this exciting new island, the Dragon Island. Like that's a cool. And then you get dragon riding at level 10.
Oh my god.
You just start off. I think that's what they're gonna do. You're gonna be level 10, back from the tutorial island as a brand new player. They're gonna send your ass to the Dragon Isles. You're gonna get your dragon. That's a great new player experience. That'd be fun. That'd be fun. Like I don't care. You're like, flying too low level. No, doesn't matter. Get dragon riding, and then you can go dragon ride wherever the fuck you want. It's been great.
Yeah, I mean, I that's a weird thing that the WoW community complains about, and this is not everyone. This is a small subset because I'm assuming a lot of the people that complain about it are just louder than the people that like don't care. Is that
Mhm.
the things that would just be good in general? It doesn't even matter if it like lessens the experience for us as I would say veteran players. Like just accept it. I don't give a shit if a level 10 has dragon riding. I have the dragon too. Okay, and like the only different thing would be cosmetics for the dragons. I'll probably have more than them. Like it really is not that big of a deal.
Yeah, I don't know why anybody would
Same
really
with
be upset about it, but
reputation grinds. I literally heard people complain about rep grinds and be like, okay, thank God they're making a rep account wide instead of just based on characters. People were like, then why do you want it account wide? What about what about the other unlocks for other expansions? What about rep for that? I'm like, who gives a shit? Just choose
no,
the character with the highest rep and give every character that.
it's really funny. Now, I think there can be. It's really funny because I did legitimately see that on the WoW forums and Reddit where people were like, I saw this person comment like, "Why would anybody care?" And this person was like, genuinely was like, and they weren't arguing, they weren't being mean, they were just genuinely like, "This is my shit. I love grinding reps. Like, I grind the rep on all of my characters, and I don't want it to just automatically be exalted because that would just get rid of gameplay for me." And I saw somebody comment that was just like, honestly, we should just give rep tokens where like if I'm exalted with a rep, I can buy that token, I can send it to my character, and I can just click it and it just becomes exalted. It's like one extra step, but it also means that here's the other thing, that there is something to be said about quest lines and things that could only be utilized at certain areas and reputation. Like it could, like if everybody was immediately exalted, you might lose out. Like maybe there's a quest line you would get at revere. Like there's certain things I can understand, but I think there's a way to have all satisfied.
The best way to go about it is adding a bunch of new toys for a bunch of fucking rep.
Yeah, that too.
I think the best way. It's weird to me that people like different reps, different quest lines. Really, what WoW does normally is it's a quest chain. You do this first quest, and you move on to the next one. Just have them do the chain. It's gonna be a lot of work on Blizzard's part, for the WoW team specifically to just make them into a chain. So you do this quest line. As you do it, you unlock the next set for like what would be the next rep, and so on and so forth. I feel like that would have just been easier. But the guy that likes rep grind, first off, crazy as fuck. That's wild. Rep grind, it can be fun, but depending on what is required to do
I
well,
wouldn't want to do it over and over again.
yeah, same. But yeah, I think making it an item you can buy is good, or making it a toy that you just use
A
on.
toggle. Yeah, no, toy makes sense. You buy the toy, you learn the toy, and then whenever you log onto a character, you just click the toy and be like, I have that rep now.
It's like the map thing that I've used on it. I can't afford anymore because I have the transmog mount and I'm poor as fuck. But it was really nice to just have a bunch of extra flight points.
Yeah.
Yeah, on it. I'm excited for a lot more things. WoW. Did you hear about the Overwatch devs being really mad at WoW devs?
I did not.
Yeah, they're really mad because WoW devs were able to say like, "Hey, we made a talent tree within the span of a year."
They made like 36 talent trees.
True.
Which there's about 36 Overwatch years, so what's going on?
Yeah, what's going on over there, Overwatch team?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I feel like we should just swing into Overwatch at this point since we're on the Blizzard.
Who wants to take the lead on this topic? You or me?
I mean, it's very simple. I'm sure anybody who follows Blizzard and follows Overwatch or even WoW has heard that Overwatch 2's PvE in its promised state has been canceled. For all, it's just been canceled. That's how I'm going to say it. It's how it should be said. It's bullshit. What they have promised in that 2019, announcement and the trailers and all the exciting things they talked about with talent trees and forward progression, and they even I remember we were watching. I don't know if you watched the old trailer again, but it was being reposted all over the place because people were like, "Look what they took away from us."
I did.
But I did. Like there was even a point where they opened a fucking box that had like Borderlands style, like shiny loot looking things. I was like, that would have been so. I was serious. I might install Warframe. I was seriously wanting Overwatch to be like a Warframe type thing, like a go in, do missions, level up your characters, like collect maybe loot. I don't even care about the loot. I just care about like leveling. I would be so cool to like go in as Ryan and like do all these missions as Ryan and slowly progress a talent tree as Ryan and eventually like mastered that character and then just move on to the next one. That would have been so cool. Eventually it would run out of steam, but like you'd keep adding characters, right? Keep adding missions. I have now watched the dev, or at least part. Yeah, I have watched the whole dev live stream they did, which was only 30 minutes or so. It was actually really funny. They did not spend very much time on it. It felt really weird. Like you could tell they knew they were delivering devastating news.
Yeah,
They looked nervous to talk about it. It was kind of weird. But yeah, where was I even trying to go with that? I don't remember where I was heading. But yeah, it sucks. It's a big oof. They have stated that they basically, the idea is they're like, we don't want to, our new philosophy for, they said Blizzard in general, they're like, we don't want to build things up to make one big release. They're like, with Overwatch, like we didn't want to just keep pushing back the PvE experience. They would rather push it out as it's done and just whatever's done, just push it out, which also just feels like it all felt like a cop out. It all felt bad.
that they had to deliver something.
Yeah, I mean, like even what they're gonna deliver, like you're like, okay, we got to push out what's ready. Well, you said there was plenty of shit ready, so why don't we see it in season 5? Why do I have to wait till season 6 still? You said like back in like 2020, you got like they said there was plenty of missions playable. There's all these like there's like they've promised, and it's just sad. It just sucks. And I mean, you go on the Reddit, the forum, the community is really taking this hard, as they should.
Yeah.
Like it is not a light blow to the community. A lot of people feel really annoyed, myself included, yourself included.
No,
it sucks.
I feel like you'd be very surprised with how annoyed am about this because of how much shit I give Overwatch. I love Overwatch. Overwatch has been a really fun game. I shit on it because I've had my issues with it in the past. But one, Overwatch is a very fucking fun. I might get tilted because it is a PvP game, but that's a whole different thing. I love the world. I love all the characters besides Symmetra. Gameplay wise, she's a bitch. I hate her turrets. Everything about it is just really fucking fun and unique. It was such a good game for the year it came out of. When that year, you'd be like, wow, a lot of other games are just kind of dog water comparatively. And the fact that we were in a content drought for, I don't know for how long with Overwatch 1, because I didn't play that much near the end. I picked it up basically right before the transition to Overwatch 2. So I don't know how long that drought's been there for content.
3 years.
3 years content drought?
Yeah.
3 fucking years of content drought.
Yeah, it was literally like it was about, I think, 3 years since like Echo came out, and then to the Overwatch 2's release.
Like, I can understand needing to work on the next iteration of a game, but the fact they just couldn't give us a little bit of things for Overwatch 1 is crazy to me. I'm so fucking pissed because of the fact that really at this point, Overwatch 2 is just a shop update.
No, yeah, exactly. We waited 3 years. Now I see how they got there. Because they were like, okay, we're gonna post it, because originally they were gonna postpone it. We have the 3 years of content drought, but then we were gonna get PvE and PvP at the same time, and eventually they were like, fuck that, we can't do that. It's gonna take too long. This is going back to things we've talked about before with content droughts and talking about games. It's crazy to think a team with the money and the resources as a Blizzard team can take so long to develop what other teams, what other companies seem to be able to develop in a fraction of the time. And I get like Blizzard's polish, but like it still doesn't ever seem to make sense. I'm sure it sounds like there was just a lot of internal struggles and a lot of internal mismanagement, and it sucks that stuff kind of gets in the way of just good games coming out. But yeah, I don't know what to say. Overwatch 2, big bummer.
It's so fucking disheartening to even. I can't even. We've texted this. You said you don't plan on buying a battle pass, and I don't remember what I said, but I'm thinking like, yeah, I don't see myself buying another battle pass. I bought all the battle passes since then.
I will say I may have to retract my statement.
I don't give a shit what's in the next fucking battle pass.
Well, I looked at the roadmap again, and if it's gonna be, it looks like season 5. Like I'm getting the idea that it may be like a wizardy medieval theme. That kind of has me.
I mean,
depending on the battle pass skins, I may still. But it sucks. It really does suck. I'm also like, here's the thing. As much as I want to dog on Overwatch, I still like it. I'm still gonna play it. And I'm just hoping that what they do deliver with the... Here's the thing. It still sucks overall, but I'm just interested in seeing, now that they have made this decision, what they do put out as far as PvE. Because in the development road thing, when they did the live stream, they did still say, they're like, we're just pushing it out like one at a time now, or like we're gonna, like, within season 7 or 6, it will be multiple missions of what the PvE was going to be.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm like, okay, really, what does that mean? Like, is that 3 missions, 2 missions, 5 missions? Are we actually getting a considerable content drop? Also, is it going to look like those trailers? Okay.
Probably not.
Not considering the, like,
cinematic.
No, I mean, if they don't have the cinematics, like there was already cinematics in the trailer. If they just scrapped those, I'm gonna be pissed. But I'm talking about, obviously, okay, we're throwing out the skill trees and the progression, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're just gonna be missions that you can play, and I'm sure they'll do an event where you get not loot boxes, but progress towards your battle pass and maybe some skins, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure they'll do all that, but the question is, like, will the missions look like? Am I just gonna be playing on normal looking, Rialto, or is it gonna look like the trailer did, where there's debris and it's like a whole new level looking type thing? Like, that's the question I have. Is it gonna play and look more like the old archive stuff, where there was a few modifications, or is it gonna actually look as good and cinematic as it looked in the trailers with, like, the weather systems? And like, that's a big question I have.
That is a good question. A part of me,
because at least if they can deliver that without the skill trees and stuff, I still had a really good time in, like, archives. Like, that was always still a good time for me. And if I can at least have some good PvE, it sucks with that without the progression. I'll at least be somewhat satisfied. I'll still know what I'm missing out on. It sucks, but it will help the burn a little bit.
I don't think anything could help the burn for me, because I've always liked the PvE stuff. The fact that we lost to the talent trees, I'm more pissed off about the talent trees than progression. I didn't give a shit about the character.
Oh yeah, no, the talent trees was the biggest thing.
Because
absolutely.
The talent trees changed the way a character plays fundamentally. And since Overwatch 1, like a year after Overwatch 1, I'm like, what if they introduced a talent system that you could choose for each character for the match? And, obviously, the enemy team will know what tree you're running, so they can at least acknowledge how to counter that, instead of just being blind, like, oh, the Mei happens to just turn into a snowball as an ultimate and roll around, right? The fact that we lost that, something I've been looking forward to and just kind of thinking of for a while now, just sucks. And it's going to be to me, it's going to be way more boring, those PvE missions, without a talent tree, without something to change up the gameplay. Because I think some characters, how they play now, I don't like. I don't like how Genji plays. I think that's really boring. I don't like how Symmetra plays. I think it's really boring with the turrets and her basic laser. I, for the life of me, will never be able to get the hang of Orisa. Despite it being pretty simple, I just can't get the hang of her. Same with Hammond, Wrecking Ball. I'm calling him Hammond. Same with Hammond. I used to be okay with him back when he dropped. Not as much now, but like it would just change up the game enough to be like, this is really fun still. And it's just that's one complaint with Overwatch I have is that a lot of the times it can feel very repetitive. So if I were to play it a lot, I need to take a break. I haven't played it
Yeah.
in like a week or so, ever since the Star Watch event dropped. By the way, that event was not bad, but doesn't help the fact that we got some devastating news. Me saying the event wasn't bad. I like Star Watch. I like the skins that were the skins of the Battle Pass. This news,
Yeah.
the Battle Pass does not patch up the wound of the news we just heard at all.
No.
So it just fucking poopy, me angry
The big L.
from Blizzard. Yeah, uh, yeah, it's crazy. That just to reiterate the thing you said, it's still very wild how it takes Blizzard forever to develop things that other studios could develop much faster. I don't understand why. I genuinely don't understand why it takes Blizzard as long as it does. Like I want to know what's going on
No,
Blizzard
truthfully.
over there. Like what is happening to make this take way longer than another studio that does it? So yeah. Anyways, I think that's enough of Overwatch 2 because we're just gonna repeat ourselves a lot.
You know what I remember I was saying we've talked about this kind of thing before with other studios just blowing. You know what we were talking about back in the day?
What?
Or not back in the day. The other podcast, it was Battlefield. We
Oh,
were saying the same thing about Battlefield. Like, how does it take us this long to make like a single map?
yeah. They're trying to reinvent the fucking wheel every goddamn time. Oh shit! There's some
We
Battlefield
do have
talk.
Battlefield news,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay. So I'll take the lead on this one. I don't know if you're in as depth as me, but I feel like I'm very light. A content creator that is a part of EA's content like line of like, here, you're a content creator that we trust, push this information out. Took a screenshot from a Discord that the Dice devs and other content creators are a part of, and sent it out with a quad management on how there's going to be no kick feature, which I agree on the fact that there shouldn't be a kick feature, but we'll get into that in a bit. The Dice and EA have proceeded to ban that content creator. I think he goes by the name of Ghost something. I forget the rest.
Hmm.
Because of that leak, and the player base for Battlefield, in general, are really mad at Dice for doing that because another screenshot came out with a Dice dev saying, "We've built up such goodwill with the community, you just ruined it by posting that leak with squad management," which is not great at all.
Yeah, I don't. It's weird that someone would say that you burned goodwill by posting a leak. Do I think they should have posted that leak? And I think that could be a bannable thing. I do. I mean, you signed
What?
NDA,
Yeah,
like
it was
you're
NDA.
under things like you can't be mad that the hammer came down on you. I'm sorry. And I don't think the community should be mad, but I also it is just weird that they would say something like that. Like, I don't know why you would. I don't know how you would scorn the goodwill of the community by
Releasing a dog shit game.
releasing information that you were probably good. It sounds like you're mad that you weren't able to control how, because you knew people weren't going to like the fact that there's not a kick feature maybe, and so you're annoyed that you weren't able to control how that information got out. I don't know that scorns the goodwill of the community. Um, I don't know, but it's weird. That's a weird. That's not what I was going to talk about, though.
Oh shit. Okay, that's
We have
so
news
we're.
about the next Battlefield.
Oh, okay. Well, before we get into that, can I talk about the whole squad management thing and why I.
Yes.
So the content creator under NDA, obviously he knew that. Yeah, understand that he got kicked. I'm not going to defend EA or the content creator here, but the way the Dice dev talked about that shit really rubs me the wrong way because they didn't have any goodwill or much with the community considering the state they launched 2042 in. We both know this. We're both excited for new content, but we're also really aware of the fact that they dropped 2042 in a really harsh state on the players. So there's not much goodwill, if any, there, Dice. If for some reason you fucking listen to us, we're just small timers on the internet. Uh, um, the guy obviously reasonably got kicked off that because he broke an NDA, a contract he signed. But kind of just kind of just poopy all around. With not having kick in squad management, the thing I actually wanted to talk about was the fact that I can understand that because a lot of the times you will just get kicked for no reason from a squad, and I think that's kind of dumb. You end up with a lot of one-player squads, which just makes the list big for no fucking reason because someone wants to play solo. Okay, tough shit. I don't care. I do that sometimes, depending. Back when I played 5 and 4, I would go into a solo squad only to snipe because I didn't want other people to spawn on me to do that. But at this point, I'm at a point where I don't care if I have other players on my squad because it doesn't hurt me in the end.
Yeah, I'm
Ultimately.
like, if you want to use me as a respawn point, I don't really care. Like, hopefully that helps you, I guess.
Yeah,
I'm all the way over here. I don't know why you would respawn on me, but if it helps you, it helps you.
yeah. And the way it works is you join my game. We're not in the same squad. Okay, I can create a new squad, so I leave the squad I'm in, and then
Mm-hmm.
you get to join me, and then the squad stays locked for a little bit, and then it opens up to the rest of players that just start joining the server. And I think that's perfectly fine because
Yeah, it
ultimately you
lets
still have your
you, like,
friends.
it's locked, so it lets you and your friends join. It gives you guys time to all get
Yeah,
in the same group.
yeah, because if
And
you're gonna
then
join
if
your
you don't
friends,
have a full squad, then do you, yeah, I don't think anything's bad around with that. I'm just
yeah,
glad at least that's coming so we can make our own squads and do good things.
it's just the way they talked about it, which is kind of yikes.
Yeah.
But you said you had news about the new Battlefield game, which I'm very disappointed in to hear about a new Battlefield game.
So really, I mean, you probably won't be too disappointed because it's all we have heard is on a recently on a call with investors is that the new battlefields are nowhere near showing anything. They're nowhere near to promise any dates or show anything anytime
That's
soon,
odd.
which is, yeah, it sounds promising. It sounds like it won't be this year, which is what we were afraid of.
Yeah.
Um, and that this is the part that's maybe concerning. Um, that Battlefield will be able to experience that you'll be able to experience Battlefield in ways you've never been able to before. Now, the speculation online is this could mean one of two things. Is it's either going to be the way they deliver the content or it's going to be the content itself. Like maybe Battlefield will now, like there's always the worry that they're going to stray from the Battlefield formula and suddenly Battlefield isn't Battlefield, it just
Yeah.
has the name. Like it's a battle royale or it's a squad based looter shooter type thing, like whatever they feel like they're suddenly going to try to do with
Mm.
the Battlefield name. What I'm hoping for, and what is probably more likely, you'd assume, because why would you make a Battlefield game and not be Battlefield? Um, is that it just means the way you deliver it, like maybe it will be a free to play game with more different monetization instead of being a $60 game, or maybe since there is a campaign developed by another studio versus the main game, maybe there's also there's 3 Battlefield projects in the work right now. We know that much
Yeah.
from 3 different studios. So
I knew of
one could
one.
be a battle royale, and one could be the single player, and one could be the multiplayer. Maybe you buy those all separately. Maybe that's what they mean. And they're all shared. And other people are like, maybe it's gonna just be like more of what we've always been hoping for, recently more been hoping for, is like a Battlefield that comes out and is like the Battlefield engine that they add and keep going and do like more of a Portal idea, but actually pull it off this time.
Yeah.
Have one singular, like a Fortnite, where you just have like Fortnite's just going to go on forever,
Hmm.
and it's just going to be the same thing, even though they're adding new maps and new things and this and that and that. Like maybe we have a Battlefield that looks like that, which I would not mind.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm interested in seeing. That's all the Battlefield news that I had. It's nothing crazy, but seemingly they don't have anything ready for
Anything new?
anytime soon.
Yeah.
And that they are changing up the way Battlefield will be experienced
I did hear
like
about
never
that statement,
before.
and that slightly concerned me because of
Yeah, this
what do they mean? Are they actually going to stray off the Battlefield way? Because
well,
Yeah.
I think about it in a car. Like, I don't want them to be like, here's the brand new Ford Mustang, and it's just not. You know, like they
How
do that with car
blocked.
brands. Like, you can go buy the new Mitsubishi Eclipse, and the Eclipse used to be a two-door coupe. It's an SUV now.
Oh man.
That's what I'm always afraid of. Basically, them doing like just completely. They're like, we're gonna use the Battlefield name, and all the people who love Battlefield, we're just gonna try something completely different because it's what's making money right now in the industry or something.
What is what releasing unfinished games? You were the first one. Not even. You were like the second, third one.
Yeah, I'm
Probably
actually
do
not
that.
sure. I don't know what the big trend is right now. Obviously, battle royale kind of has it's
It's
still
finally
popular, but
yeah,
it's
died
not
down.
like the big thing. Everybody needs to make a battle royale. And before that, it was zombie games.
It
Remember
was
that?
zombies.
It
Oh my
seriously was
god,
zombie games.
zombies. Also,
Uh
going back to Overwatch real quick, I saw a meme like, "Hey, here's like gameplay footage of Overwatch 2 PVE." It was a picture of all the characters from not all the characters, but like Mercy, Cassidy, and another person in Left 4 Dead 2, and they're holding their guns. It's like nice. But going back to Battlefield, I'm hoping what they mean in a new way is you know how the first year of Battlefield 2042 has been them fixing all their bullshit. What if year two is them actually kind of releasing their story they wanted to fucking tell? Because we've gotten snippets of that already, but not in big detail. Nothing crazy as far as I'm aware. And I have looked at a
no.
bit and was like, okay, we got nothing crazy on story. What if the year two, because since they have nothing else to show, is what makes the game exciting because it's like we have a fucking way to tell our story in multiplayer now. It's gonna be pretty sick. It's still Battlefield, but here's a way to tell our story. Kind of like Titanfall's campaign, which it was its match, and whoever side won is how the story kind of shifted. Maybe something like that. Or straight up the Battlefield engine. Just Battlefield Portal becomes its own thing and they can just push shit into there, but add Battlefield 1 into it or whatever. Who knows? I'm just hoping it's nothing crazy. Also, maybe they're just saying that because of the other three Battlefield games that haven't worked from other studios.
Maybe by experiencing a battlefield in a new way, they just mean they're going to release it on time and without bugs and with content.
VR, but still buggy. I'd actually kind of give that a shot. I'm not gonna lie. As much as I
Battlefield
like,
VR.
yeah, Battlefield VR, I'd try that. I'd try that.
I mean, that would true.
I'm pretty sure there's not enough VR players in in the fucking universe to try Battlefield
No,
VR, but like I definitely would.
you couldn't fill a 128 match.
No, God, no. Like more than half of that will be bots, um,
VR bots.
for bots. But I mean, hopefully everything goes well. But Dice, what the fuck?
I don't even know. I like how we got onto Battlefield.
Um,
Wasn't on the list.
we were talking about Battlefield. Yeah, but yeah, you're right. It wasn't on the list.
Phasma,
Phasmophobia, the
not
Ghost
the
Hunt.
Star Wars character.
No, rip any sort of character development with Captain Phasma. I think
Yes.
that just unfortunate. But to move on to the 4-player cooperative ghost hunting game where you can die and lose items. Kind of like CS:GO. Like actually, kind of like Counter Strike in the sense of you die. That's at your death. You have to wait until you load into the next match or round. Um, they've been teasing a lot of ways. Their new update that's going to release in June. There's going to be progressions to items now. It's not just one static item that you use. So it's version 1 of an EMF reader, version 2, and then version 3. And honestly, all the content they've been dropping has been pretty sick. They're like fixing stuff as well that's been complaints within the community, like, hey, this doesn't work well, this doesn't work well. And it's pretty fucking clean. They showed off how EMF, which is I don't know if you've ever seen any ghost hunting shows, but I have. There's a little device you hold that has 5 dots on it that will light up, correspond like from 1 to 5. So
Mm-hmm.
they're like, here's the first iteration of that, and it's like a little fucking needle that's fucking moving. It's very inaccurate. Like that's the first iteration you get. I'm like, that's pretty sick. And then the last one is like, all right, now here's a way to monitor all of them. I'm like, okay, they're teasing a lot of stuff, and it looks just really fucking good because I like ghost hunting game. It's pretty fun, but I wish it was a little bit more scary because of the fact I know what's happening a lot of the times. Because
Yeah, you've played it enough.
yeah, I think it might be really close to being one of my most played games. I swear to God. But
You be playing it a lot.
I do be playing it a lot. So if you want a 4-player co-op game to play with friends about ghost hunting, I would highly recommend giving Phasmophobia a shot. It's like $20. It's pretty cheap, and you will have a lot of time to play. 286 hours. That's it's within the top 15 games I have on Steam. So it's got up there. And the game came out like 2-3 years ago.
Nice.
But like, yeah, I'm excited for the update. There's a lot of cool things. They're gonna fuck around with the what is it called? I freaking can't remember. The evidence for ghosts around. They're gonna shift them around again to keep it fresh and new, which is gonna be interesting because you get so
That
used
is good.
to some evidence on some ghosts. It's like, nah, actually, it's this thing, bitch. Get fucked. So, yeah, I know you haven't played it, but I would recommend we play it with like 2 other people. It's pretty fun.
I mean, I'm not opposed at all. The game looks fun. It hasn't been on the priority of purchases.
I mean, that's entirely fair. Being an indie game that you can play a decent bit of it, but it's definitely not something that's gonna take over any other game you're playing. But that's it. It's something small. Uh, Black Mesa. We've both been playing that. We're just gonna move on because that's it with Faz. Black Mesa.
Hey, you copied me.
That's
How dare you?
I mean, you started playing Black Mesa, and I was like, "Damn, that looks really fun." And I played it before, and I kind of just want to play it now. So I said, "Fuck
No,
it, I'll stream
understandable.
it." Game's fun.
It is.
I'll let you take the lead on this one.
Oh, well, honestly, I mean, there's not much to say about Black Mesa. It's a great game. If you've never played it, it is Half-Life 1, but remade by a development team that obviously cared a lot because it's just really fun. It's not exactly a faithful recreation. They've added their own levels and their own parts and kind of lengthened it. But it's just super good. And there's lots of really funny comedic bits and lots of it's just good. And if you're a Half-Life fan, it just does a lot. It does a lot of good, fun Half-Life things. And yeah, that's about it. It's good. So it's honestly, if you've never played Half-Life before, it's like the best way to experience it.
Either that or buy the original Half-Life. Not Source, the original Half-Life.
Yes, the original Half-Life, not Source.
Uh,
Source is weird.
Yeah.
You had problems, I heard, yesterday.
A lot of just stream problems. I don't know exactly what's causing it, but back when I had a 1060 and not a 2080 Super, I streamed the game. This was when I was a real tuber, as I like calling it. The game ran fine, no issues when streaming it. But now I'm having issues while streaming it. The game runs fine for me, but OBS and on Twitch, it just lags. I have a feeling it might just be the settings of the game. I might have to lower it to medium low, and maybe it'll be fine. But it's really interesting that I'm now dealing with
Just weird
that.
because I have it all on high and I haven't had a problem.
Yeah, I wonder if it's also an OBS setting, but I don't know what setting.
Yeah, it's weird. I mean, that's the thing with computers. All the hardware is different. You know, some one thing could be
because
being weird.
Not to like toot my own horn, but specs wise, I do have a strong.
Oh, you have the better computer
I have
for sure.
Yeah,
I haven't had anything upgraded since 2016 in that computer.
Besides your Ethernet thing, but that's a whole different story.
I've got a backup now.
You do, which is really funny.
It's so funny.
Did we ever talk about that in the podcast or just anywhere?
I don't think so. So once upon a time, my internet stopped working on my computer. I bought a card so I could plug it in and I could have an extra Ethernet cable, and that works great. I had company over, including Sunshine, and we all played a LAN party. It was great. And when I did so, I forgot about the card. I plugged in my Ethernet cable into the motherboard. It actually worked just fine for most of the time. But then at the end, suddenly the last day, my internet wasn't working. I was like, we didn't know what it was. I ended up ordering another card because like I went down the same path basically. Ordered another card, went to go put the card in, and there was already a card there, and I realized my mistake.
Deja vu.
I just plugged in the Ethernet to the card instead of the motherboard, and it worked just fine. So now I have another Ethernet card in case anybody ever needs one.
Yeah.
Just chill. Like $10.
I mean,
Wasn't that big of
one
a
I bought a
oopsie.
while back really wasn't that expensive, but I still had issues with it at the time. because I think they were not a newer thing, but they definitely weren't made well at the time. Because,
Remember when I was on wireless?
oh God,
At least I got a really nice wireless one, so it actually worked pretty well.
yeah.
But downloading games sucked.
Yeah, you would have like, yeah, I'll download that tonight, and we will play like next week.
Yeah, Grand Theft Auto. Ooh.
Oh no.
Oh, we've already talked about Overwatch,
Yeah.
and
There's-
really,
There's Dead Space 3, but it's a meme topic. Dead Space 3 was fine. It had its if it was different, it's fine. I put it there as a meme. Well, let's
look. It wasn't. It wasn't Dead Space 1 and 2. It wasn't what it should have been.
Yeah.
But it was a good game. It wasn't a good here. That's the thing. It wasn't a good Dead Space game. It was a pretty good game.
A good co-op game, I might add.
Yeah, it was a good co-op game. Yeah, honestly, yes. It's not a very good Dead Space game. Don't play it solo. Play it with a friend, especially with a friend, because it does cool co-op things.
Things are different between both.
It actually does something with the co-op.
Yeah.
Which is fun. You're not just an additional person. There's actually fun interactions. Which is always cool when they actually do something with it.
Yeah.
And it's not just remember in God of War, where you went on separate paths when you played co-op?
God of War?
Sorry. It's too many wars. I first I said Dawn of War.
You did?
Then I said
God of War.
God of War. I meant Gears of War.
Yes. Yes, you would go into two different paths on co-op. I really liked Gears of War.
That was cool.
I think Gears of War is pretty fucking sick because it's like, yeah, big tough guy, gone, yeah.
I would actually love to do a Gears of War playthrough with you at some point.
Hey, all the fucking games, Game Pass, they're there. You can still play Gears of War 2.
Can we just Game Pass easily? Can we just play it?
Yeah, you can still play Gears 2 because it's still using Xbox servers. You just send me a fucking invite and we get to join.
Nice. Okay, we should actually do that at some point because it's been. I don't like Gears of War to the point where I like play all the games on really, but they are just good. Wait, they're not on like PC Game Pass?
Only Gears 1, 4, and 5 are. 2 and 3 are console specifically right now.
Damn. Well, we can at least do the one before I get a capture card.
And then I can just fill you on 2 and 3, to be honest.
I mean, look, I might be able to, I want to get a capture card regardless at some point.
It's $200 if you get Elgato. So I'm just putting that out there for you.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely something. It just, yeah, I don't know what the next purchase would be, honestly, as far as investing into my streaming and
say capture
computing.
card at this point.
Yeah, because I feel like I got a decent camera. Anyways, this is not what we need to be talking about. Dead Space 3, pretty okay game.
Try with a friend. Only with the friend.
All right, big topic.
So Breath of the Wild released in 2017. What if we just started talking about Breath of the Wild and not Tears of the Kingdom? The big topic is Tears of the Kingdom.
It is.
All right.
It's out, people.
It's out.
It's great.
Buy it now. $70.
All right. We are not going to be talking about main story spoilers, so be warned. But we will just be talking about the game freely and different things we've encountered, and just so if you do not want to be spoiled at all, please understand that, and I guess skip out on this, and we will see you next time. But if you don't care that much, and once again, we will not be spoiling. Like, I'm not going to talk about the main story. I'm not going to talk about anything like that, or any of the really cool things I'd want a viewer to just experience for themselves. But we will be talking a little bit about the game and spoiling some stuff, so be warned.
Yeah, and one thing I want to talk about, because you mentioned spoilers, you found out that a thing exists through IGN talking about it.
I actually unsubscribed from IGN.
Fucking fair. I would too. I don't think I'm subscribed to them.
Not even, like, look, I get they are a guide website. Like, they have to upload certain thing. Like, they're gonna upload how to fight all the bosses. They're gonna upload how to find all these things. Like, I get it. Mm-hmm. So I'm not like terribly mad at them. Like, I'm just
like an annoyance that it happened.
It's just an annoyance. It sucks, and that's why I unsubscribe, not out of spite, just because I don't want any. And also, I realized, I'm like, what the fuck do I watch on IGN? Like, sometimes I click the occasional video because I see some gaming news, but it's nothing I wouldn't have just seen somewhere else anyways. So I just ended up unsubscribing.
Yeah, just really that was what I was gonna say is we're good. We're good people for having a spoiler warning because spoilers, unwarranted, suck balls. And I feel
They
bad
do
that you
suck.
missed out. It sucks that I got spoiled on the same thing through the Reddit, but that was by my own
Hmm.
fault because curiosity
Yeah, I
killed the
knew not
cat.
to touch the Reddit. I
Curiosity
haven't
killed
been
the
there
puppy.
in
I posted a
weeks.
clip on the Reddit.
I
It's also on my Twitter if you haven't seen it. I solved the
have not. I'll
puzzle.
have to go check it out.
I solved the puzzle in a really fun
Oh, I
way.
did.
I lo-
Yes, the best dishes are served with cheese or
yes,
whatever you said. I
the
like
best
that.
meals are served. That's a quote from another YouTuber. I think it might have
It's
been
definitely
that.
something I'd heard before, I feel
It's
like.
definitely
But
it's most likely, but it's from a YouTuber. I believe it's from him. The challenge was like, can you beat Fallout 4 as a chef or whatever that I sent you.
yeah, I've not
Uh,
heard it from that.
I swear to God, he said it in a video of his. But I've seen so many of his fucking videos in that time span when I heard that quote that I don't know which one. And I love just rewatching his videos because I notice things every time while rewatching it,
Hmm.
and it's like fuck. I won't be able to find the quote because it might have been in his Metal Gear Solid video where he beats all the Metal Gear Solid games before the a character dies in Metal Gear Solid 3. Can he beat it within a week essentially? But it's like, I don't want to watch a 4-hour video just to find a single quote. So I had to just kind of come up with something in my head. But Tears of the Kingdom.
Yes.
My biggest complaint that
Okay.
has been nullified by just playing the game is how different was the game gonna be from Breath of the Wild? Because all we got in terms of advertisements was the sky stuff, and then the normal overworld.
Well, we saw cave stuff. We did see the deep below, whatever
Did
it's
we? I
called.
don't ever remember.
We
Seeing
did. There were screenshot. There absolutely. It showed the sporiness. It showed those crazy bokoblins, but we just didn't know to what extent. Like, is that just
Okay.
is that just a big cave, and it's going to be under one part of the area, or like now that we know, like once again, spoilers. If you don't know, it's basically the entire fucking map has an underground.
Just flipped essentially.
It's correct.
As in flipped, as in like invertedness. Some things exist where some don't. Up
Yes,
down.
it's crazy. It looks so cool. Looks so pretty. I love the little soldiers. There's this whole. I want to know what that's about.
I feel like that's very
So
obvious.
well, I'd be
To
like
me,
just
anyways.
like it's like a dead soldier, sure, maybe like, but I guess that's what I would initially think. But like, I just how did it get there? Why are these monuments like how did like? I guess I also once again like I haven't played as much as you. I have only gone to, as far as story wise, I've only gone down to the Grudos, and I've been down there doing Grudo stuff. Um, so I really don't know much about the story. Like, I don't know what the underground is and why it's there and how long it's been there. I don't know like I want to know a lot about the underground. Like, I want to know what's going on with it and like where all this like has this been down here this entire time? Is this something from the ancient war? Like I'm excited to kind of find out more about that stuff and why like there's these soldiers. It's like maybe that is, I assume that's like their grave, like this giant monument they've built up. I don't know, but it's cool.
That's what I'm thinking. If we're talking about naming them, I think they're Poes.
Well, yeah. So Poes are enemies from other Zelda games, and they're great and they're fun.
Enemies.
Yeah, the little ghost dudes, and in Wind Waker, there's that boss that like breaks up into little Poes. It's really fun. But yeah, and so we have the little Poe items that you can collect. I still don't. I don't know what they're for yet. I haven't gotten there.
I won't spoil it.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I care about spoilers. So we're not going to spoil each other.
Yeah, I care.
We're gonna dance around things. And so I'm curious to know what those are about, and like I'm also just curious. Like I've been really excited to see a Poe, and I hope there are Poes in the game and not just the little Poe items. Like those are obviously Poes. I'm hoping we see an actual Poe or Poe boss or something at some point. But it's very exciting. It's going off from that, just the enemy variety right off the bat. Going into the Sky Island, obviously seeing all the Zonai stuff is very exciting and fresh. And then going down and seeing Horriblins and Gibdos and likes and all these fun new
Dude, the
enemies,
likes are so
or
fucking gross now. I hate them.
they're nasty.
I got my way to kill every single one I fucking see because I'm like, get them out of here. They're
Yeah,
gone.
they're also, they give you chests. That's great.
Do all of them? Do?
All of them have given me a chest. I've not had one not give me a chest. I've killed
Okay.
like 5 of them.
I maybe have. Maybe it did drop a chest. I just didn't read it. I don't remember that it did. But I kill a lot of them.
Yeah, they're cool. The boss blins are really fun. The little boss blins that are like patrolling with like you just find them out. And I like that they have different AI. Like they actually like he like blows the horn and they all like crowd around the boss blin, like put their shields up. Like it makes it a totally different encounter. You know what I will say? I know I'm sorry. I feel like I'm talking. Feel free to jump in anytime.
No, you're good.
I'm just gonna keep going off on tangents if you don't.
Want to hear this one? Then I'll cut it.
I like that, and I was a little afraid of this because there's no master mode this time around.
As of right
I mean, yeah, exactly. They released it in a DLC. I'm sure they're going to release it in a DLC. I'm going to play it again.
Oh no!
I like that right off the bat. There are plenty of hard enemies. Like they're not fucking around. They're like, you've done this before. You have quick. You know, it's much easier to get higher damaging weapons because you can fuse, and like since you're running into black bokoblins right away.
Yeah,
you can turn any sword basically. Like I have 20 black bokoblin horns, so I can turn any sword into like a 30 damage sword right away. So I like that we're encountering lots of hard enemies right off the bat, and in areas where I knew there was like just weaker enemies, like there's already blue, black bokoblins, ice Lizalfos, much more. It's actually a fairly not hard game, but harder game.
Yes, I've died a lot
right
more
off the
in this
bat.
game.
I have died a lot more, and I was playing master mode right off the bat. I did not die a lot in master mode. I'm dying a lot. And really that's because still I have not gone a lot of shrines. I only have 5 hearts, so a lot of enemies can just one-shot me.
You wouldn't be surprised how
Unfortunately.
often enemies can two-shot you even with like 9 hearts, dude.
I mean, yeah, if I can get one shot with 5 hearts, it means I can get two shot at 10. I also don't have any armor really yet because I only have the Hylian like armor you get from where did I get that?
You get that from
one
Lookout
of the first
Landing, the first
yes.
town.
Yes, I have the Hylian, and then I have a Gerudo helmet for heat resistance. That's basically what I'm rocking right now. I haven't found any actual armor. I also haven't found a fairy yet.
To find some sets of armors, there's an NPCs you find literally wandering throughout the world. So good luck finding them. But you can get.
Are they with the horses?
Not
the horse carriages?
Think so. I don't believe
no.
them. But there was an NPC I did talk to that's like, oh, you look like garbage. Here's some armor sets from this crazy masterful creator of armor or whatever, and marks them on the map for you. But
good to know.
But I'm saying this as I don't know where they're located. I saw them on a path, so they're walking.
Yeah.
So good luck finding that shit. If you want,
so I'm gonna talk to everybody walking around. I got you.
Yeah. So I was like, it's like just literally talk to everyone. You'll just
which is generally what I do anyways.
Yeah.
Have you encountered? Okay, sorry. Actually, no, go.
But I actually want to talk about the very first thing I mentioned, the how different the world was gonna be, because as I said, I didn't know that they talked a whole lot about the depth. But it was I mostly saw the sky stuff. The fact that you do the tutorial island, you jump down, and then the moment you unlock your first tower, from there on, essentially, once I was given like reign to just kind of go anywhere, I did not know where anything was. I felt fucking lost. Once I knew where locations were, because I found them, like, okay, I know where I'm at now, but I felt lost. It felt just new to me because of all the differences just in the world already, just from, I don't know how long it's been from Botwa to TOTK. I don't know if it's been like 5 years, 2 or whatever, 1.
Got you.
I tried looking it up. I didn't find any answers because that was
2017 March.
That's not what I was asking.
Wait, what were you asking?
In terms of years in game story.
Oh, okay. Well, we at least see it's got to be I'd say at least 5 years. I don't know if you can find it, because we see, if nothing else, I don't remember what her name was, but Impa's apprentice.
Paya.
She was like a young teen, it looked like, and now she's
She definitely
obviously
looks older in this game.
like, I would say 5 to 10 years. That's what I would say from what I have seen so far. And same thing with the Grudo leader. Like
Link is
everybody
now the
definitely,
coolest character in Hyrule, and
people have definitely grown up.
yeah.
Um,
But like I was fucking lost. I was like, oh my god, I did. It wasn't that long since I played Breath of the Wild either, so it's like it
mhm.
was still pretty fresh in my head. But I was like, oh fuck, where am I? But the fact
Yeah,
that I
really,
got that feeling was crazy.
it really feels like a whole new world to explore. There's like a lot of the things, like a lot of the small things were moved around. Like obviously I knew, like, oh, if I go this way, I can go to Hatana Village. You know, I can go this way and find Kakariko. I can go over here and find the Gerudos. Like I knew, like obviously there's that. Like none of the big major cities are going to be moved around. But there's new cities and there's all the little stuff has been, and even the big cities look different.
Yeah.
And they've obviously taken. There's been time. There's been things going on, so it's really exciting. It does really feel like a new world, like you said, and the sky stuff just adds to that, and the underground obviously adds to that.
The fucking underground, dude. But I don't. It would take me forever to just talk about kind of the world in general. But the underground, I wasn't. If we were to go underground, because since I didn't know to begin with, I didn't expect it to be that crazy. But the fact that it's just the whole overworld map, I'm like, oh my fucking god, holy shit, that's twice the game essentially, and it's fucking crazy. But everything has been great so far. The only complaint I've heard about Tears of the Kingdom is the fact that it runs 30 FPS, but I don't give a shit. I really don't.
Yeah. I mean, it just like Botsuwa, like it has those times where I'm like, I'm going through a village and like I can tell I'm at 10 frames per second.
Yeah.
And it sucks, but it is what it is. It still feels amazing and I don't notice it when it counts. Like when I'm sitting there and I'm in a combat situation, usually like it's always usually pretty good feeling.
Yeah.
And so I don't dock it too much. It's really when you're in like the big towns. And there's like a lot of lighting going on, all the torches, I imagine.
Yeah. But it's just the lore is kind of goes crazy because your arm is from a guy. I don't know.
Oh, the whole opening sequence went so hard.
Yeah, it went harder than when I feel like it needed to. But
you know what? Link is honestly, an amputee.
He is. he is. I mean, well, is he? Because his arm. Yeah,
no, he says he cut your arm off.
Oh, okay. Then I must
to stop the corruption from spreading, and he gave another. That's his arm. So he literally fucking cut our arm off.
Oh, we just have an old guy's arm on
we do.
It's kind of weird now. Never mind. This game sucks.
So crusty.
But all the abilities are kind of cool. I'm kind of sad we lost a few of the old abilities. The Cryonis, the Ice Pillar, the bombs, the stopping of items.
I think I actually don't mind that because I just feel like there's so much like you just have to now there's so many different situations now where I'm like I would have used Cryonis, but now I don't have that, so I have to get a little more creative. I really enjoy that. For instance, like you can make a frost sword, and if you swing it in water, it makes a block of ice.
That I didn't know.
Like there's still ways to get around things. There's still ways to learn, do things. Like you have the rewind time still for like kind of you can toss objects back at enemies. You can't hit them. That. That's fun. Obviously the swimming through the above that's really fun. And there's been times where I'm like, God, I really need to fucking like get up there, and I'm like, wait a second. I have that ability. I forgot. I don't have to fucking do this. I can just like swim through the ground. It's great. Yep. Fuse is an absolute game changer.
Oh, I fucking love Fuse. Have you put a minecart on a shield? Because that shit's balling.
Okay, I haven't.
I'm sorry for spoiling that fusion. But
no, you can talk about fusions.
Also,
the fusions are totally
another
fine.
Fusion that I think is really goofy, funny, especially if you're on the Sky Islands. A sword with a bounce shroom or spring shroom.
Mm-hmm.
With the big swords, 2 hits and they're gone. They're flying.
Yep.
So it's just bonk, bonk, and off they go.
Bossplin can be launched with the sword. I found out with one of the bounce shrooms. It's so good. And it solves the, like, if you didn't like the durability thing, if you were not a fan of that as a player, then you still have things break, but I have never ran out of high powered weapons because something breaks, I can literally just grab my enemy's weapon, fuse it with some horn that does 30 damage, and right then and there I'm back to having an amazing weapon. And I have so many. There's times, honestly, at this point, there's plenty of times where I'm like, I have too many weapons. I need to like throw away a not so good weapon and pick up a weapon and infuse it and make it better.
Right now.
Like, you what?
I'm there right now. All my weapons are full, and I'm like, okay, what's the worst weapon? Because I just found a better weapon.
Exactly. And I don't spoil me. I assumingly there's Hetsu because I've been getting Korok seeds, and so I haven't found them yet. So I haven't been able to upgrade any of my slots, assuming that's still how you do that. So that's unfortunate. So I'm still rocking just 6 weapons. I think that's the limit at the beginning. And the 5 bows. I finally ran out of arrows. Arrows were very plentiful, and they're definitely more plentiful than last game.
Are they? I'm struggling. I've always struggled for arrows in both games, to be honest.
Yeah, I struggled more in Batua than I did Tears of the Kingdom, and I'm still using the bow lots, but I did finally run out of arrows for the first time, which was unfortunate.
You're running a lot of arrows exploring the depths. I'm just gonna say that now.
Oh yeah, that was a big thing to me. Yeah, I mean, you don't have to shoot them, but it's better
Because you don't
throw
have to,
them.
You don't have to go in there because it's scary because you don't know what's in there. Also, shouts out to Nintendo for making the depths actually really fucking dark, and it's very hard to see shit.
No, it is literally like you have to use some sort of light source. You cannot really explore with that. It is pitch black.
You could, but
if you don't light up areas. Yeah, I mean, because there's gloom everywhere, so you're just gonna step on the bullshit, and it's gonna be bad.
Yeah. Everything's just great. Like I actually want to talk about this isn't spoilers. This is more of the 2 theories I have, which I thought about this while streaming earlier. Which, thank God you weren't there for the stream because I was doing a temple in the middle of that. Which they're called temples. I won't spoil what they are, but they are called temples. But I've seen and I've heard references to past Zelda games in this game. I've seen the word Skyward pop up, Skyward Sword, but we say the word Skyward sometimes too. So I don't know if they're trying to connect Skyward Sword. And I've only heard, as far as I'm aware, I've only heard this from important NPCs. And then there's an audio cue in a certain moment. I won't spoil when you'll hear it, and we're like, if you've played Twilight Princess, you'll be like, that sounds very familiar. And I've looked at the video of the sound effect for Twilight Princess, and we're like, yeah, I went here too after I heard the sound effect. It sounds very familiar. I'm like, what is this trying to say? My theory, a theory I came up with that I'm sure someone else has come up with, but I'm just gonna say my theory because I didn't hear anyone else talk about it. Instead of Botwa and TOTK being the last game of the timeline, it's the very first game of the timeline. Skyward Sword is touted to be the very first one, but what if Botwa and TOTK are the first ones?
I saw a theory that it's a loop.
Oh no, I feel so bad.
So it's the first and the last. Which would be interesting. No, there's lots of theories. I'm very excited to get more into the story of this game because I really haven't even touched much of the story besides going to Gerudo and doing some Gerudo things. So I'm very excited to learn a little more and just keep going. It's all so good. It's all so good. I'm very excited. I guess another big feature to talk about is Ultra Hand and making contraptions.
I love that shit. So fucking.
It's fun,
dude. I spent about not an hour, but like closer to 40 minutes trying to make a fucking motorcycle.
I do have a complaint.
Oh no.
And this is it's not it's a major for me. Like I really was sad that this happened. It's not like crushing with the game or anything. I'm sad that the world isn't persistent with what I do in it. Like I was really hoping that I was going to make stupid machines. I was going to leave them places. I was going to come back and they were still going to be there. Whether I'm just riding my horse, I'm like, oh, fuck, I remember when I made that stupid thing to do this thing. Or, I made this thing. I should go get it and go, use it. I get that, like materials respawn. You could do it all again. But, like, it would be just kind of that extra, like,
I
thing.
Yeah, I can understand a complaint like that.
And there may be a limitation there.
There is.
But I really, really wish that was the thing.
I mean, yeah, I wouldn't have complained if it was a thing, but I do like, I do like and not like that it's not in there. I do like that it's not in there because it requires you to kind of solve the puzzle again or whatever, like figure it out with the materials you have at that moment if you're in that situation again. Or but it also sucks that it's not like that because it would have been kind of cool to reminisce on, like, oh yeah, I remember when I did this with this big contraption I made. But the fusing of shit is so fucking fun. Ultra hand, so dope. Gluing stuff to the fact that it's glue is really fun to me.
It's super open. Like I didn't know how open ended it was gonna be, but you can glue anything anywhere. And like I keep finding, you go to different parts of the area and you go to different sky islands, you get different things from the little gumball machines. And so like I've gotten, I have a bunch of different things now that like at first I only had fans, you get like the first one, you only find fans there. And then eventually you find, like now I have a bunch of rockets on me at all time, and now I have a bunch of controllers on me at all times. So that's really fun. Question. I guess this is okay. Actually, let's close. I have another thing to move on to. But let's close on the fusing and the machines. It's really fun. It's just a good time. I made this machine that was like honestly, it reminded me of the vehicle you get to drive in Mass Effect. Like the little 6-wheeler thing.
The Mako, I believe.
Yeah, I made one of those basically, and I drove it through a canyon, and it was super cool because it was like off road and going all over the things and going through this river. And I found this crystal. I was like, "What is this?" I think maybe it's a power source. Like maybe I can put it on my machine and it has extended battery. I know there's batteries in the game. I just haven't found one yet at this time. And so I was like, I put it on there and I'm like driving. I'm like, I don't think it's done my thing. And then I find a shrine. I'm like, oh, cool. And I go to the shrine and the shrine's like, you need to take this crystal back. And I look and I'm like, it's just pointing to my car. And I thought that was hilarious.
I've done those times.
I'm like, I accidentally, that was the first time I found one of those. So I accidentally solved it immediately, basically.
Yeah, that same thing with me. But my first one was a Sky Island one. I kind of found out, I was like, I'll just take you with me. I don't know if you're born or anything. And I was like, oh. Okay,
no, it definitely seems like something that might be important. Have you fought? I guess you must have fought a construct. A
flux construct.
Because there was one on the tutorial island. If you fought that one.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
They're fun to fight. They put you on your fucking toes.
Have you? Okay, they have levels, right? Like they're like
1, 2, 3.
I fought one, assuming the tutorial one was 1, and then I stumbled upon 3. 3 was I had to stop. I had to just leave. I couldn't do 3 yet.
I had to stop. I didn't have I still don't have a lot of hearts, but I have more than you.
Yeah.
But even fighting a 2 fucked me up when I was just playing off stream like yesterday. I was like, oh god. Not having a good time right now. So I had to leave and I'll come back for you later.
So how do you feel about shrines?
I like them.
They're back.
The shrines?
Yeah, I mean just shrine. Like I didn't think shrines were going to be back.
Honestly, I didn't think so either, to be honest.
So I kind of caught me off guard. At first I thought, I'm like, oh, maybe this is just a tutorial island thing. Like maybe this was just, and then I'm like, okay, wait. It's giving me hearts and stamina containers, and last time it took 100 to fill these out. So I'm like, are there 100 new shrines?
Do you want to know the total? the amount of shrines that exist in Tears of the Kingdom?
No, I don't think I do.
Okay. Do you want to know if there's less or more?
I guess just based off of my, could just tell me.
There's more shrines in Tears of the Kingdom.
Okay, I would assume because, like I said, I'm assuming we're gonna get back to 20 hearts and the whatever 3 stamina wheels. I'm like, and if shrines are the only way to do that again, there has to be as many in Batua, if not more, because that's how you did it in Batua. So I don't mind them yet. I'm hoping I don't, because they have been fun. They have been fresh. They have, there's a bunch of new powers. There's lots of new puzzles, and I don't mind puzzle games. Like I love Portal. I love just going through these kind of things. So I don't really mind it at all. It does still kind of break up the pace sometimes, where I'm like, I'm excited to do this adventure, and I'm like going around, I'm having a good time, and there are occasions I'm never really like sad to do a shrine, but then I'd go into a shrine and I'm like, oh fuck, this was 40 minutes.
Yeah, I've definitely feel that way. Like there are moments where I'm like, I'm doing something cool, I'm like, having fun. Then I'm like, oh, shrine, okay. I go into the shrine. Oh, it requires me to do this. I don't feel like doing this. I had to stop myself from doing a shrine because I was actually getting annoyed by doing it because it was like, do this specific thing. I don't want to spoil shrines. Do this specific thing, but I kept dying. And I was like, I'm getting really annoyed at dying over and over again at the same fucking spots. I was like, I'm just gonna leave. I'll come back to you when I feel better about myself. And I did eventually beat it. But I do feel the same way. Like I like shrines, but there are those moments where I'm like, I don't want to do a shrine. Right
I always love the combat shrines. I love combat shrines. The little proving grounds. Those are always so good.
What I dislike is the fact that my gear goes away.
Oh, I love that. Because that's the whole idea. It's like they give you a certain thing, and you just have to do it with that. So you just like all skill.
It's like that one DLC for Breath of the Wild where it's like go through these levels.
Oh man,
I could not do that one at all. I never finished that one.
I did it on master mode. I hated myself. I can tell. My fiance can attest. There was a whole week where I was stuck on one of them. I think it was the desert one or whatever. And literally, it was the one where you play as Urabosa and you have that weapon set. I literally for a whole week, like I'd boot it up, play and try it for like an hour or two, quit it, next day, boot it up. I just have to keep coming back, and eventually it made it happen. But
you're talking about the second time you fight the bosses?
So,
because I was talking about the other thing where it's like it's trials, it's rooms.
Yeah.
Challenges.
No, I'm talking about in the DLC to get the motorcycle.
Yes, where it requires you to fight the bosses again.
You have to fight the bosses with the weapons that they were wielding back in time.
Yes. I mean,
once again, playing on master mode. I don't know if you were.
No, I think I was. I have to grab my cart and put it in, but I don't have it. My sibling does. But I'm pretty sure I was. The only blight that I had issues with was water blight.
Mm-hmm.
That was the hardest one for me because I felt very limited.
I think that's the one that I'm talking about. Because you can only be on 4 platforms, right? There's just 4 little... That one's the one I had to just keep coming back to because holy shit. Same.
I stopped playing for like a month. It also turns out there's a topic on that real quick. A therapist has said like it's better... You tend to do better your first try, and every subsequent try after that, you do worse and worse because now you're like, you're in your own head. So it's best to drop it and try it again tomorrow.
Oh yeah, that's exactly, because I remember like there's been plenty of times where I've done things like that and I'm like, I can't do it, and then I come back and I beat it the first time.
That's been me with like 2 shrines in Tears of the Kingdom.
They also that's why if you're frustrated at Overwatch, people go just stop playing Overwatch because you're just gonna do worse.
Yeah.
You're just gonna do it. Your comp is just gonna keep going down. That's how people get on those losing streaks.
Yeah. You lose a game and you're really frustrated, just walk away. Play Valorant.
Come back. Exactly.
Not good advice. I'm not a therapist. I'm just a space boy on the internet. But yeah, I don't hate shrines. I think shrines are fine. It's just that it does suck being given a shrine and like, fuck, I actually
Yeah.
don't want to
I
solve
didn't
this puzzle.
love seeing them back. I don't hate it. I do wish that it would have been, I would have preferred finding heart. Like, if all that was just different, I would have been really happy. That would have been made me a little more happy. Uh, whether, you know, you just kill maybe certain boss enemy, even just like clear out bokoblin camps. Every time you clear out a bokoblin camp, you get a little heart piece or something. Even just think, I would have loved, honestly, if they just did heart pieces again. That was the best. I love when Zelda do heart pieces, and like you go do a quest, you go help a certain thing, you get a heart piece.
Mm-hmm.
Like all those little, like even like oh
I'm down.
you do one of the mini games at a certain score, you get a heart piece or a heart container. Like I like when Zelda games do that. And so it's like you get them from all sorts of different places. But once again, I don't hate it. It doesn't like really detract much. I just think it could have been better. Question. Speaking of mini games, have you met this fucking cart bitch and her stuffed animals?
No.
Okay. I hate it. I hate it. It's a mini game that I wasn't expecting to be a mini game.
I mean, I'll find it eventually. Have you seen the guy that's holding up a sign?
Oh, how could you not? Yeah, he's everywhere. He's great.
Yeah, I've seen him. I was like, I first talked to him. So I got back from GameStop, getting the game, playing it. I see the guy. I'm like, you let go of the sign? It fell. What do? I didn't think I had to support the sign until I saw I think I don't remember who it was. I'm pretty sure it was Taiko that was also streaming it, and they held it up. I was like, "That's what you fucking do with those signs?" I thought it was just the guy being a little bitch complaining.
I will say
about,
some of them are very obvious because they're like the first one you're supposed to encounter is right next to building materials, so that's very obvious. But like,
I just thought
some of them,
for me to build shit.
Some of them you encounter, like I countered one that was just in the middle of forest. There was nothing in sight, so I had to chop down trees to beat it. You know, like there's certain ones would definitely be more obvious than the others. I got that right away. No shade.
I missed that one. I was like, fuck. When I found out,
I was like, oh, I gotta hold it up. I could do this.
Also, he keeps giving you his balls. I don't know if you noticed that he keeps giving you his balls.
I like that he's like, wait, you think I need to give you more? I'm like, I didn't say shit. I'm just standing here. I am the silent protagonist.
Technically not silent because despite Link not saying anything,
that's true. He obviously does talk.
It's implied that he talks.
I actually like that he does. I'm glad that even though he does talk, he's not given a voice. That would be weird.
I want to see if they were to give him a voice. I wouldn't want it on like in a big mainline game. I feel like definitely a spin-off game. Just so if fans play that spin-off game.
Well, I don't know if you know this, but he has been voiced in a spin-off game.
No, it's canon. Actually, it's not, because the timeline doesn't even reference those games. Dude, yeah.
Honestly, I don't know.
It's quite boring around here. Excuse me, princess. Not great. Not a great time for Link. I want to be real with you.
No.
They ossified him.
They ossified him. He was a little creepy.
Big creepy in the show.
He was big pushy with Zelda.
It's smooching time.
Yeah, he was.
Not great. We got to cancel Link now.
Yep.
Anyway, Tears of the Kingdom. Also, the fact that so many places it's 10 out of 10. I'm like, okay, damn. That must say something, I guess, because very few games have gone in 10 out of 10.
Yeah, so, it cements itself as one of the highest Metacritic games, I'm pretty sure, out of, I think it's like number 5 or something of the highest rating now or something. I don't remember what it was at when I checked, but very high up there. Only being beaten by Ocarina of Time as far as Zelda games.
And Ocarina of Time, while good, dated, and I if it released this year, I don't think it'd get as big of a score.
Oh yeah, I mean that just like anything. Yeah, I mean,
based on the year release.
Yeah, it's based on the year release. It also basically spawned, thanks to its success, all of the games after it. So it's one of those things that's like got a herald.
Yeah.
But yeah, go buy it. It's super good.
Gonna
If you
play
like
more once I
if you
come back
like
from getting food.
if you liked Batua, you're gonna love Tears of the Kingdom because it's just
And if you didn't
more
like
and
Botwa,
better.
you're not gonna like Tears.
Yeah, if you didn't like Batua like my fiance, then just do what she does and watches me play it, so she can still get the store.
Just get a fiance that loves Breath of the Wild and
Yes.
also loves Tears of the Kingdom and watch them play it.
Yes. Or
That so
go watch Sunshine Mexico on stream.
I'm not playing it. It's not serialized. I was just like, I would just fucking play it because I feel like playing it and also streaming.
There's this one
I decided to
YouTuber that I follow for Zelda content. He is playing it as a Let's Play
Mhm.
and released in pretty much no editing and releasing episodes like 30 and 45-minute long. I'm like, we're on episode 4. I'm not watching it, but I'm just seeing it uploaded. Like, we are still halfway through Tutorial Island. Like, this is gonna be a long fucking series.
Dude, it took me like an hour 30 to finish Tutorial Island. To be honest,
Took me 3.5 hours, I think.
Fuck. I'd have to go back to see when I started playing. But it did take me a while. It took me a while to finish Tutorial Island. I'm pretty sure I'm over exaggerating by saying an hour 30. I'm pretty sure it took me like 2 hours or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, game's a fucking blast. Buy it, $70 USD. Sucks that it's 70, but I'm gonna be honest. I've played so much of it that I more than got my money's worth.
Oh yeah, no, like
No
it's an obvious, like it will be worth the money for people who love the game and love Zelda. I mean, like, here's the thing: there's certain games I think that everybody has that they will always pay a full price for, and Zelda is one of those games for myself. At least since Batua.
Since possible. I mean, because I haven't. What was before? It was Skyward Sword before.
Skyward Sword was the
wasn't it?
last one, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't buy that one because you needed.
Well, I mean,
Wii Motion
last
Plus.
mainline game. Obviously, there was like other games released, like
Yeah, the smaller ones.
yeah, like 2D ones.
Yeah, I never got Skyward Sword because it needed Wii Motion Plus, and I wasn't going to spend money for that and also a game. But now it's on the Switch, so I could play it. We just need every Zelda
I'll let you
game
borrow
on
it.
the Switch. I mean,
At any point, I'm just saying, like, if you need to borrow it, if you feel like you suddenly want to play it.
I mean, it's going to be a while before.
No, I know. I'm just putting that out there for a year from now or something.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, because it is very good. It is a lot of fun. I still need to beat it, but I went too hard on it, unfortunately, and then I kind of fell off right before the end. That's what happens when you try to finish everything.
Yeah.
Depending on the game.
There was a video that I saw. I never watched, but there was a video that I saw recommended. Like, can I beat all those Zelda games in like a week? I was like, what the fuck? I mean, probably.
That's a lot, though. There's like,
but it's just going from beginning to end, which for some of the games is really fucking fast.
Well, yeah, but still, that's like 25 games or something. If we're truly talking about all of them, like the 3DS games, like all the, there's a lot of fucking games.
1, 2, Link to the Past, Link Between Worlds was a sequel to Link to the Past. You had Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, Twilight Princess, Wind Waker, Phantom Hourglass, Spirit Tracks. You have the Oracle ones are just like 4, I believe, or 2, and you had Link's Awakening, and then you have the one that we released for the Switch, if you even consider that one. And then if you want to play Wind Waker again, you have Wind Waker HD.
Yeah, I would say not considering remakes. Like you either play the original Link's Awakening or you play the updated version, or same thing with Wind Waker.
Hyrule Warriors. They have Hyrule Warriors, Age of Calamity.
Yeah, I also don't know that I would count Hyrule Warriors because it's spin-off. I would I wouldn't count that one beat game. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, the music game.
Yeah, the music one.
The Cadence
of Hyrule. I would not consider Cadence of Hyrule.
A mainline. Yeah, I wouldn't.
Mainline. Like one of the. It's not like it's a Zelda spinoff. It's made by another company. Anyways. Yeah.
Great
Tears
game.
of the Kingdom, great, fantastic,
Yeah.
everything, awesome.
Overwatch 2 bad.
Overwatch 2 bad. WoW
WoW 2
good.
devs bad. WoW doing better.
I was
I
doing
say WoW
great.
doing better. Doing great. Phasmo doing great. Black Mesa is good. Dead Space 3 fun with friends. Play with
Yeah, and
friends.
Black Mesa can't do bad anymore because it's just
It's
out.
out. Yeah.
Like it's
Oh, yeah,
good.
it's just
It
out.
will be good.
Yeah. You can't have the devs coming in like he broke an NDA. Goodwill. Yeah, no. We're not gonna release PvE. Bro, Black Mesa is all PvE. You can't have that. Also, if you just haven't
Actually,
played the
Black Mesa
Half-Life,
does have PvP.
yeah, you're right. Fuck you. You're right. I forgot. I just remembered. If you haven't played Half-Life 1, 2, Ep2, Ep1, Ep2, they're good games. Play them.
Yeah.
They're on Xbox 360.
Also, if you look at Half-Life 1 or Black Mesa and you're like, and you'd rather play Half-Life 2, you really don't need to know the story. Half-Life 2 is very much its own contained.
It takes place after 1, but you don't have to play. I didn't
No,
even
you
know
really,
what
I didn't
1.
play 1 before 2, and it's very much its own characters, and like you'll know a couple more things. You'll be like, oh, this character was from the first game.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not like that. I'm very excited. I'm honestly like rushing through Black Mesa. Not rushing. I'm still having a good time. I'm just very excited to play Half-Life 2.
Because I'm also going to be replaying Half-Life 2 as well. I'm just copying you. I think Half-Life 2 I've been wanting to play for a while, but you mentioned Black Mesa, and I was like, fuck, I gotta play Black Mesa now because I never actually beat it. But yeah, shit, I forgot exactly what I was gonna say. Yeah,
I
that's
don't know.
it. That's I
Yeah,
can't.
nothing.
Yeah, that's yeah.
I guess that's the end of the podcast.
Yeah. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching. If you made it this far, if you saw everything of Tears of the Kingdom related, let us know how your experience has been down in the comments below. If you care to, I'm pretty sure it's a lot of work to type shit out, but would be highly appreciated anyways.
Just speech to text, easy.
What?
Just speech to text, just text, just talking to your phone.
No, I've tried that many times before, but it never fucking hears me because my voice isn't good enough for that shit right now.
Speak up.
Like, I do. I have my phone in front of my fucking face. It still doesn't work all the time.
Well, that seems to be just a you problem because it works perfectly
It is just
for me.
Also, it doesn't work with people that speak a different language, so go fuck yourself.
How often are you speaking Spanish into your phone?
I mean, I feel like enough to start getting Spanish TikTok.
I have Spanish fucking Spotify ads now.
I get so many relatable things of like I guess more like Mexican side of TikTok now, and it's fucking great. I like relate to it, so I relate to a lot of the things there, and it's just like I relate to that. That's great. But anyways, yeah, that's the end of the podcast. I'm Sunshine of Mexico. You can follow me everywhere at Sunshine of Mexico, except on Twitter, which is Sunshine_Mexico. And here with my homie, you can end this off.
I am a guy who smokes weed. Also, thank you very much for watching. We do thoroughly appreciate it. I can be seen at a guy who smokes weed on Twitch and a guy who smokes weed on YouTube, which you know because this is the only way to find this podcast right now. So yeah, go follow my friend Sunshine and enjoy his streams, and go follow my Twitch because that's where I am primarily nowadays, and enjoy my streams.
Yeah. Have a good night, everyone.
Peace.
I would wave my hand, but I can't.